Those of you who follow me on Facebook as Real Tim Black, you'll know that I've made posts about my brother. My brother drives a Metro bus. And I've been reeling for a couple of weeks about the lack of PPE, personal protective equipment, afforded to these bus drivers who run these buses to transport people sometimes nowhere, basically, where people get on the bus for a couple of blocks like it's, like they're at the amusement park or like it's an adventure. So I've been reeling about the fact that they were supposed to give masks, they didn't give masks, gloves, all the other things that you would need in a pandemic not to die. So I've been pissed off about it and I've been talking about it. Well, just so happened there's a story that my brother shared with me about a bus driver out of Detroit. The language here is going to be a little rough, okay? So I think I probably should let you know that.
Hey, look, listen, man, let me tell you something. This coronavirus shit is for real. And we out here as public workers doing our job, trying to make an honest living to take care of our families. But for you to get on the bus and stand on the bus and cough several times without covering up your mouth, and you know that we in the middle of a pandemic, that lets me know that some folks don't care, utterly don't give a fuck. Excuse my language, but that's how I feel right about now. For a grown-ass person in her late 50s, early 60s to stand on the fucking bus and cough 4 and 5 times without covering up your mouth, and you know we in the midst of a motherfucking crisis with this coronavirus, I am pissed the fuck off. I ain't blaming nobody. I ain't blaming nobody but the woman that did that shit. I ain't putting the fault on nobody else. For us to get through this and get over this, man, y'all need to take this shit serious. It's folks dying from this. Listen, it's folks dying out here because of this shit. And I don't mean, listen, I'm mad right about now because that shit was uncalled for. And I'm trying to be the professional that they want me to be. And I kept my mouth closed. All right, thank you. I kept my mouth closed. But it's at some point in time where you got to draw the line and say enough is enough. That shit was uncalled for. I feel violated. I feel violated for the folks that was on the bus when this happened. It was about a good 8-9 people on the bus and she stood there and coughed. Never covered up her mouth.
All right, so this story, the bus driver's name was, because he's now deceased, his name was Jason Hargrove. He was a city bus driver. Now, they said shortly 4 days after shooting this video, where he complained about this woman on the bus coughing, he went to the hospital. He was sick. Glenn Tolbert, the head of the union, of the bus drivers union in Detroit, told the Detroit News that Hargrove started to feel ill on March 25th. That's it, March 25th. 4 days later, 4 days after the incident with the coughing passenger. And a week later, he was dead. They go on to say his death comes at a time when bus drivers in Detroit have expressed concern over whether the city and the state are doing enough to protect its public transportation workers from infection. On March 17, a few days before Hargrove's plea, bus drivers and shut down public transportation by calling in sick in fear of an outbreak. The Detroit Free Press reported the city restarted the service on March 18, only after agreeing to keep the first row of seats empty. They had passengers enter and exit from the rear of the bus and urging riders to stay 10 feet away from drivers. Jason Hargrove was 50 years old. His life is gone because a careless, thoughtless scumbag of an individual, whoever that was, like, look, guys, I have no way, no one can tell you exactly how you contracted the coronavirus. But as Mr. Hargrove noted in the video, it wasn't just him on the bus. It was 9 other people on the bus that she was coughing in front of. Some people are animals. They just don't care about anyone else. Now, Mr. Hargrove didn't use artful language. So what? Who cares? Express yourself. That passenger might as well say she took a gun and shot him in the head. You might as well say she took shots at everybody on that bus. So I think people need to strike. I think people need to do something because they're not going to give you the proper equipment. They're going to say you're essential, but then they don't give you any protection to make sure your essential worker person can go home, make it home, not infect your kids or your parents or your spouses or your neighbors. And God forbid for you to be able to make it back. So if these people are essential, maybe they should be paid a decent wage. Maybe they should have the proper equipment. And maybe the people that are responsible that made it so that these workers don't have what they need, maybe they should be kicked the hell out of office. Maybe we should do something about it besides be upset. You know, maybe we should. Maybe we should do something about it. That's going to take all of us, not one individual doing something and then blaming it all on one individual. It's going to take all of us. And it's going to take those who are truly leaders, not just shouters, to organize it, to form it. That's what needs to be done. Those would be proper steps. But if you're going to be mad at someone right now, be mad at the neighbor of yours who does not take this serious. This is serious business. Mr. Hargrove is evidence of it. Man's life gone. Family torn up. Friends. Everything gone. You kill a man, you kill a woman, you kill a human being, you take away every dream they ever had. That's what's happening with this virus. So I want everybody to know how serious this is. The time for jokes, the time for niceties, the time for people not wanting to feel down is over. If you feel down, and from you feeling down or upset or not wanting to hear this, is not being chipper, not being fun, good if it saves your life. So that's what we need to focus on. Saving each other's lives, saving our lives, saving the lives of our family, our neighbors, our friends, and lives of those we don't even know. Because let's face it, that woman didn't know anybody on that bus, and she was fine with that. She was fine with putting them all in jeopardy. All right, so rest in peace to Mr. Hargrove, and my condolences to the family of Mr. Hargrove. Hey, you know, if you are sick and you don't have something over your fucking mouth, and if you're coughing without covering your mouth, you should go to jail for that.